Bill Gilman here at Hard Rock Atlantic City for another episode of Atlantic City Boardwalk Talk.
And I'm David Danzis, lead writer with Play NJ. We've got a great episode lined up for you. We've got Joe LUPO, president of Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Atlantic City. We've also got Charles GOVAN, who's the executive director of food and beverage here at the Casino Hotel. He's going to tell you a little bit about what happened this summer with some of the great dining options here at Hard Rock. But before we get into that, Bill, we got to talk numbers, right?
A lot of numbers.
We always talk numbers. So we're gonna start off with August casino revenue numbers, and I feel almost like I'm a broken record at this point, right?
Right.
The numbers are encouraging. Nobody should get overly excited by what we're seeing. Things are moving in the right direction. Atlantic City casino industry is still in a recovery. Did I hit all my high points that I've pretty much been doing?
Sounds like the same story.
Right. It's pretty consistent. But listen, there's no doubt about it. August was a good month. It wasn't as good as June or July, where we saw, total gaming revenue set monthly records.
Right.
Still a very, very strong month. Really great way to close out the month for the casinos.
Do you think the momentum will continue in the fall, or do you think it'll slow down? Like, what are you?
So this is one of those things that's always really tough to gauge, right? I mean, the shoulder season in Atlantic City is so unpredictable, right? You have the weather. You have the national economy and how that impacts people's travel plans. There's so many things at stake. And now we're living in this world where the pandemic is still real. It's still happening. We have the Delta variant we need to be concerned about. Listen, casinos are getting conventions and trade shows and business meetings back, and that's important for that shoulder season business. I'm really weary of making any sort of projections about what the shoulder season is going to be, just because who knows what's going to happen 6 weeks down the road. I do want to just talk about one quick thing in the casino revenue numbers that really does kind of give an inkling of what's happening here in the city. We've talked a lot about comparing to 2020 is just not a useful time exercise. So we've been comparing to 2019. Only 7 of the 9 casinos, only 2 of the 9 casinos, 7 of the 9, posted less casino revenue in 2021 than they did in 2019. There's only 2 strong performers in the market right now. That's where we're sitting at Hard Rock and down the boardwalk at Ocean. What does that mean? It's not an indictment. It's not a definitive criticism of any of the other properties. It's just simply reinforcing what we've now known for quite some time and what we've talked about in some of our articles, that these 2 new casinos in the market, they're taking up existing market share, right? We haven't gotten to the point where we're expanding the land-based gaming revenue pie. COVID obviously contributed to that a lot, but we're still in that world. That's still happening, and that's still not something that has corrected itself coming out of what was a very strong summer. So to tie into your last question about what the shoulder season is going to be like, who knows? We'll have to wait and see. Now let's switch to something that is entirely positive and is nothing but good news all around. And that's online gaming in New Jersey, Bill, because that's what pays our bills.
Right.
So let's talk a little bit about what happened with internet gaming in New Jersey in August.
All right. Well, it's I projected before numbers come out, it was going to be between 110 million, 115 million. Came smack dab in the middle at 113.2. It's wild. I mean, it's the 3rd monthly record that we've set this year. It's 7 out of 8 months this year. We've cleared $100 million in revenue. The reality is, the first year that New Jersey online gaming, the casino side of it, is going to reach $1 billion, very possibly as early as when October numbers come out. No guarantee,
right.
But if we continue the pace we're on, it almost seems like a short thing.
Just in case anybody missed what Bill just said there, because that is so big. That's not something to just kind of gloss over. New Jersey's online gaming market is going to hit $1 billion in annual revenue before the year is over. It wasn't 2 years ago, 3 years ago, we were talking about 500 million possible.
Right.
$100 million months weren't even, not even in the realm of possible.
Right.
But we're looking at some of these operators, and we've touched on this a little bit in the past few months, because I think it's kind of eye-opening to us when we see it. The number 1 performer in the market for the past few months has not been the familiar face at the top.
Right.
It's been a new player.
Right.
Tell me a little bit about what's happening there.
Yeah, I mean, it's just what happened is pretty much Golden Nugget was always the one that everyone was chasing. They were always the front runner. They were
Yep.
sort of like the Borgata of the land-based revenue of Atlantic City.
Yep.
Now you have a brand like BetMGM. They do crazy marketing. They're all over the country, and their numbers. I mean, they set a new record every month. For August, their August number, just in August, the number was up over $37 million, which is a record for any operator. They're up year over year, over 88% just for the month.
And this, I just pulled up a screen because I'm showing Bill this as we're talking, and we're looking at this together. Borgata BetMGM is now year to date the leader in online gaming revenue.
Right.
Which again, a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, that would have been crazy talk.
Yeah.
Right? So it just shows that this market is continuing to evolve. It's changing as rapidly as anything we've ever seen. And when you add in the element of sports betting and how big that's getting, you know, I was on Off the Press with my buddy Rich Quinones the other day. He was filling in for Scott Cronick, and we were talking about how sports betting, people really misjudged what it did for
Right.
New Jersey, right? Everybody thought it was going to be the panacea, right? It was going to save Atlantic City casinos, and that was always nonsense. But what it's done is it's introduced a new demographic, a new customer to online gaming and land-based casinos.
Right.
Right? It's had that cross benefit. Before we get off the sports betting thing, Bill, I know there was a couple of things you wanted to touch on with sports betting. I'm going to steal one of them from you, and I'll let you talk about it.
No, Dylan, we work together,
All
so
right.
you can just take it.
We are closing, well, we've already exceeded $6 billion in annual handle
Right.
in New Jersey for the year. Again, a number that, you know, I know 2 years ago or 3 years ago when sports betting was launched in 2018, there was talk of could we hit $1 billion in a year? Is that feasible? And now, listen,
It's funny.
I'm going to leave you to say it because it just sounds crazy coming out of my mouth. We talked to a sportsbook director not too long ago who told us what.
And he wasn't the first one who said it either.
No.
Sometime during football season, unless there's some catastrophe where the whole pro sports world shuts down again, you're very realistically looking at the first ever, and probably be more than $1 billion month in handle just in the state of New Jersey. $1 billion in debts in 1 month.
That's insane. I mean, I'm almost speechless when we say that out loud. That's how big this market is. That's how that's how fast it's grown. And you and I talk about this almost every episode. When does it stop? When does it plateau? Where is the ceiling for this?
Right.
I'm done trying to guess where it is because I have no idea.
Yeah, I mean, here's a few things that are always in the back of my mind. Like we hit 118 million 1 month for online casino revenue for, I believe it was July. Now you're going to have football season betting. Well, how's that going to play into, are we going to see a month? I know we've laughed about this in the past, where we're going to see a month possibly where online gaming has 125 million dollar month. I mean, you don't know where the ceiling is. Like you said, I remember not that long ago, I was doing the monthly analysis for Play NJ, and I said, oh wow, they hit 50 million.
Right.
Now
Yep.
it's like, I just put a post up, it's like, what happened to $90 million months? They're like, you're probably not going to see that again.
No, and you know, I think coming into football season, you know, now that you've got a lot of the sports books that have introduced their own online casino element to their apps and their online presence, I think that's happening this year. I think
Right.
before the year is over, you know, if you and I were gambling men, which we dabble, I think we're going to see a $120 million online month. I think we're going to see a $1 billion handle month. And listen, I think actually the brick and mortar casinos could benefit from all of that come November and December, and we could see, you know, possibly a November or December monthly land-based record in Atlantic City. I think all of those things are possible before we close out this year, which almost seems absolutely ridiculous considering where we were a year ago,
Right.
when, you know, we were theorizing who's going to make it, who's going to get through this and here we are, record. So,
Right, so you can check back, a few months from now when we're still doing these and see if we were right.
all right, guys, you've listened to us talk long enough. Let's cut to our great interviews. Again, we've got Joe Lupo, president of Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Atlantic City. We've got Charles GOVAN, the executive director of Food and Beverage here. Hope you guys enjoy those interviews. Remember, if you like what we're doing, make sure you hit that like button at the bottom of the video. Please don't forget to subscribe so that Bill and I can keep doing this awesome segment that we call Atlantic City Boardwalk Talk. Thanks so much for joining us.
See you next time.
So Hard Rock Atlantic City really had a great summer. I think it was a good summer for the city overall. We were very aggressive to really come back after COVID and not only ensure that we had entertainment, our restaurants open, but we also took an aggressive approach to ensure that people felt safe. So we were the only property that kept all of our plexiglass, most of it anyway, on the slots and the table games. So it was a combination where we really tried our best to bring people in with shows, with our slot promotions, things like that. But we wanted them to really feel safe. Our safe and sound protocols, in my opinion, led the market from a protocol standpoint. And we just didn't want to see those go away. We wanted to ensure that our customers felt safe. So I think the combination of a really clean, safe environment with music, entertainment, promotions really cultivated into a really successful summer for Hard Rock Atlantic City. Well, there's been some companies who have taken some different approaches that we compete with. It's a highly competitive market, and frankly, we've just taken an opposite approach where we're only 3 years old, so it's really important that we grow our database. So with that, we've taken a much different approach to coming out of COVID to ensure that we've had the biggest shows in the market probably for the last few years with Kiss and Journey and Guns N' Roses and many others, and our 365 live programming with music every single day. We opened all of our restaurants. We opened a new restaurant that I'm sitting in here today. We opened a Starbucks. So we redid our suites. So we're really trying to grow the market. And with that approach, we've also hired more people. A lot of the other properties have really cut back in their staffing levels. So from my standpoint, I believe we've provided better service. And in the end, if you can provide great service, great energy, great promotions, it gives that availability for customers to weigh the difference of playing here versus elsewhere, and that's why I think you've seen the biggest gains in the city here at Hard Rock Atlantic City. Yeah, it was great to have crowds back. I had so many customers walking up to me that they were just so happy to be able to dance, sing, see the shows. They haven't done that in a long time. They've been cooped up and unable to enjoy that atmosphere. And with our Hard Rock Live Edis Arena having up to 5,000 people and more, it's an environment that just is engaging. And our lobby bar, which is really highly engaging when you walk into our property and see people dancing and having fun. I relish in seeing a 70-year-old couple dancing arm in arm. It just isn't something that you saw very often for the last couple of years. So we were very aggressive from a marketing standpoint, from an advertising standpoint, but as well to bring in high-end entertainment. And when you brought in Journey and Frankie Valli and the Counting Crows and obviously Kiss and Guns N' Roses, it provided that opportunity for customers to really have a great time. Well, summer's definitely over and we've seen those volumes decline a little bit, especially midweek. We're obviously hoping that conventions can fill that void, although we have had some cancellations due to COVID with the Delta variant kind of picking up. But we should look strong for a fall summer convention business, and I'm obviously hoping that 2022 even catapults on top of that with some of the postponements going to 2022. But obviously the fall time of the year, it's beautiful here on the Jersey Shore. We're just hoping that conventions can fill that gap from the summer boardwalk traffic. Yeah, we couldn't be more excited to have some new amenities here, only 3 years old. I'm sitting in a new restaurant, SANDPIPER Coastal Bar and Grill. It just came out great, and the customers really loved it over the summer. Really happy with that. We opened a new Starbucks, and that happens to be one of the leading Starbucks in the county. So it's got boardwalk access. Happy with that. We redid our 90 suites. Most of those suites, a lot of our slot players and table games players stay in. So again, for us to be able to put in that reinvestment here, I can't say enough for the support from the ownership. We've done a lot of behind the house scenes as well that our customers can't see, but it's really important for us to continue to show our support to our employees. We're the #1 employer in the state of New Jersey, which I can't be more proud of, but we're doing back of house remodeling for our locker rooms, for our bathrooms, for our corridors, and so there's a lot of things behind the scenes that our customers may not see, but hopefully they see that in good service because our employees are happy to work here. Yeah, we're excited to see sports back, especially compared to last year where the playoff system was a little screwed up. We aren't doing a whole lot different. We're actually changing to a new platform, which kind of put a cog in the wheel for a little bit how we plan that. So we're going to a new platform. We hope to have a better platform, a newer platform that'll be more engaging to our customers. That should really make the difference. That's going to happen very soon. And with that, we just haven't been able to pull a whole lot of new triggers. But with that, Butch and the team do a great job in our sports book. And with the Hard Rock Digital team down south, they're getting ready to launch Florida, and we're going to fall under that umbrella. We hope to have 2022 is probably going to be our big year to launch some new amenities from our sports book and online betting. I just can't be more proud of the team. The summer that we had, since we reopened, I really don't think anybody can compete from our standpoint. Ocean's really having a good year as well, but I think our numbers, when you really dwell into them, we're showing the biggest increases, and I think customers are choosing to play here at Hard Rock Atlantic City. But in the end, it comes down to the employees and the team that we have, and being named Forbes #1 employer in the state not over just casinos, but over Barclay, over Merck, over Pfizer, over Target, over all the companies in New Jersey. It really starts at the top. The support we have from Jim Allen and our owners, giving gift cards and raises and our back of house amenities really speaks, I think, to our employees. And in the end, we're going to do well if our employees are happy. And I just can't say enough about their support and their effort. And for that, I give them all the gratitude for our great summer that we had. Thank you.
So I'm originally from Philadelphia. I spent most of my career out in Las Vegas, working my way through the industry on the Las Vegas Strip. Being from the East Coast, I always wanted to come back. After 26 years, I found an opportunity with a great company, Hard Rock, and I was fortunate enough to get that position here as Director of Food and Beverage. We were very excited to open SANDPIPER Coastal Bar and Grill this summer. Got a lot of great feedback. We had a void where we needed to have a more affordable tier level in between the cafe, Council Oak, and Coro, and SANDPIPER filled the void. So it's a very eclectic mix of northeastern style cuisines with thoughtful culinary techniques. Using local purveyors, we have local beers, brews, and things like that. So it's a really great menu that it has something on it for everyone. My favorite are the ahi tuna poke, the kielbasa with the cheese pierogies, as well as the beef tenderloin sliders. We did open Starbucks this summer as well, which we got a great response. I mean, it's the #1 Starbucks in the city, super popular, right off the boardwalk in between the cafe and Sugar Factory. So we're very happy to add that to our portfolio. We do have dining events constantly. We like to push the envelope in like sushi school, pastry classes, Hard Rock Spirits Club. We actually have a class this Friday featuring Japanese whiskey. So we'll tour through the Japanese whiskeys, and next month will be cognacs and cigars. So you can go to our website and sign up for that, and it's a lot of fun. I guess I would like to add that Koro, our modern Japanese restaurant, was rated #1 as a hotel restaurants in the United States by USA Today. So we're very proud of that team. Did an amazing job. And then again, October, we're doing a Pinktober, where we're benefiting the breast cancer awareness for Making Strides, which is our charity. So we have a lot of events around that, and we're looking forward to that great event.